Oh, that's funny.
You get to the end of any model, it's normally stories that come with that. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes you just remember some good shit. Welcome to the Bottom of the Bottom podcast.
We are back at it again, man. This is the Bottom of the Bottom podcast. I am your host, Jay Walker III. That's my co-host, Carolina Dirt 803. What's happening with you, brother?
Ain't shit. You already know what it is. Hump Day happy hour. We about to tap in on this happy hour.
Indeed. Down at the bottom, we have a special guest in the building, comedian, actor, businessman. He's journeyman, done all kinds of stuff if you read the bio, man. I'd like to welcome Sherwin Arae to the Bottom of the Bottom podcast. How are you?
Hey, thank you. How you doing, guys, man? Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Hey, man, look, it's real simple. You're going to have a conversation. It's like you walked into a dive bar, you didn't have shit going on, and it's two big black dudes that are kind of sketchy, but they don't mean you no harm.
Yeah, you come to talk to us so we won't rob you. That's all it is. Shit, I'm going to get them on my side. They're going to be my friends tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Little sketchy, but harmless. You know, it's all good. So we're going to get right to it, man. We start out the show with it's a hot and cold segment. Ain't no right or wrong answers. I got 5 questions. My brother got 5 questions. And you just going to go off the top of the dome.
Let's go.
No right or wrong answers.
Let's do it.
Funniest person in your own family?
Oh, God. That'd have to be my dad.
On purpose or not?
Not.
That's when it's the funniest. Okay.
Not. My dad is just, I get it from him because he's not even trying to be funny. He's just straight up he doesn't give a he's just, I mean,
Go ahead, let it out.
Yeah, don't pull your punches. Say whatever you got to say.
I mean, he's he's just naturally funny, man. Like I can write material, I can deliver. I'm funny here and there, but he's just funny for no goddamn reason. Like just talking about dumb shit, he's funny, and
right.
And that's where I get it from, man.
And so sincere at the same time. My mother's like that. My mother's like that. Big breakfasts or big dinner?
You said breakfasts.
Shit, both.
Both of them. You said both?
Both. Shit. But if I had to choose, I like a big breakfast too, though, man. I mean, I got to go with both, man. I'm a food guy. I love food.
Okay. Indeed. 80s hairband, rock and roll, or the genesis of 90s rap music?
Oh, 90s rap music, man. All day.
Yeah.
I be fucking with some hairbands, cuz that REO Speedwagon and shit like that.
Yeah.
I can let it out now. I'm an adult and I don't really give a fuck what you think about me. Some of that shit was good.
It was. Yeah. But I don't know. I grew up, man. 90s rap was just, man, that took me back when you said that. Wow, man. I grew up listening to that, dude.
Change your life. Whatever you thought you was going to be, if you were an impressionable kid, 9, 10 years old, and you got Wu-Tang and Dr. Dre, those are 2 totally different ends of a spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hey, hold up real quick. Just let me get this in there just so you know. Hey, so when you listen to 90s rap, right? How would you record if you didn't have the original?
How would I record it?
Yeah, if you didn't have the original.
On a tape.
Yeah, but how would you do the tape?
Well, you put the tape in and you hold down the record and the play with the little orange motherfucker and you push it down and you bootleg it, man.
Indeed.
All right, go ahead.
Indeed. I always say first, Favorite automobile you've ever owned?
Favorite automobile I've ever owned. I had a Mazda RX-8, and I love that car, man.
He looked like it.
Nobody in America would say a Mazda anything.
Yeah, but that car, man, I love that car, dude. It was fast, it was light, sports car, stick shift, man. It was just fun as hell.
You said the RX-8 though.
RX-8, yeah, not the 7.
Yeah,
7 they stopped making. That motherfucker like $2 million now. But the 8, the 8 was a piece of shit, so I could afford it. That 8 was my baby. I pretended I drove it like it was the 7, but it was an 8. It was an 8.
Okay. My last question is normally the same for everybody. Superhero. You got all the superheroes in the diaspora. What's your superpower?
Oh man, superhero shit. I have to say Osama bin Laden, man.
Damn.
No, I'm playing. I'm joking. I'm playing. I'm playing. We all going to jail. You can say goodbye to your podcast.
I started pulling plugs just now.
Biden and Kamala gonna shut this podcast down right now. You say goodbye. This is your last episode. I hope you recorded it. That's gonna be it.
Shit.
How do you know this man?
Oh man, he is of Middle Eastern descent. We gotta check him.
Yeah,
that was hilarious,
man.
Oh my god,
he still ain't answered the question.
Oh my god, superhero shit.
You gonna be the Juggernaut? You gonna be Aquaman?
You know, you can laugh at me, man, but I love like if an Iron Man existed, man, I love them Iron Man films, man. Like to be able to have a suit like that and just if Iron Man existed, that would be my pick right there.
You do look like you could be Iron Man though. You look like you could play the off-brand character. It wasn't Iron Man, it was Steel Man.
I could be the stand-in if he calls out sick. I could come in and you got
the good hair. Man, you can do that. You can do that.
That was my 5, man. Go ahead,
all
bro.
Right, real quick. What was harder for you to do first? Whistle or snap your fingers?
Well, it's interesting you should ask that question.
There's a reason why I asked that.
There's a reason. Okay. Man, you've been watching Jeopardy? What kind of fucked up questions?
Hey, look, we're going to give the people some culture today, cuz.
Let me explain. Okay, see, here's why. That question is a bit of a trick question for Iranian people for the sole fact that Iranian people have our own snap. We don't snap like the rest. You know, the rest of the world snaps like that. Can you see that? We got our own shit. All right, just watch. Pay attention, all right? See my hand?
Oh, shit.
That shit took me a year to learn that.
Okay, hold on. One more time, boss. One more time.
All right.
Oh, man. That is the most interesting. That's the most interesting way to masturbate I ever seen.
We You know why we snap like that? Because we like to take simple shit and make it complicated for no goddamn reason. That's why. We want to make it look expensive for no reason. Ain't no reason to snap things like that. Ain't no fucking way. The whole world do this shit right here. We got to make it look like we starting a goddamn forest fire.
Hey, but your shit extra loud, though. I say your shit extra loud.
It's loud.
No, it's effective.
That's the
super
point.
effective.
It's supposed to get your attention so you can be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? What?
Indeed.
That's the point. It's some petty bullshit. We were bored. We didn't have nothing to do. We just said, you know what? Let's fuck up this snap real quick. So to answer your question, I'll take snap for $200, Bill.
For $200. All right. Growing up, what was your favorite thing at the playground? Monkey ball, jump. Like, what was your favorite?
I love dodgeball, believe it or not. You remember dodgeball? You take that ball and just fuck somebody up, throw it 200 miles an hour. I love playing dodgeball.
No face shots. Okay. It always started with no face shots.
Yeah.
It always ended with the final face shot.
That's it. Yeah. Dodgeball was my game growing up, man.
What's your favorite? Because you say you from the NY. What's your favorite New York themed food? Is it the New York style pizza or what is it? What's your favorite New York style?
Yeah, New York pizza. Pizza in New York is just something. It's on another level, man. New York pizza is the best, dude. They cook it in that oven like that, man, and you go out. Oh God, I could taste it right now. It's the best. Have to be the pizza.
All right. So who do you walk by faster? A bum or the Salvation Army?
Damn. Hey. Damn, cuz. That man trying to work out here, man.
Hey, man, come on, answer this one. I got one more.
I mean, honestly, if I see a bum, I'll stop and help him. So I won't really walk past him. I'll help him out. The Salvation Army, I mean,
Christmas time?
I will usually donate clothes right around tax season to them. So I mean, that's a tough question. I'd say the Salvation Army.
You walk faster.
I already put in on this, man.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll say my last one. What's your favorite TV show?
My favorite, my favorite TV show.
You acting like the West Coast. You're taking a long time to make these answers.
You know why? Because honestly, I don't have time. I'm on the road so much. I don't have time to watch television. I'm always like traveling, and if I turn the TV on, it's to watch somebody's Netflix special. Like, look at this motherfucker, ain't funny at all. Look at.
So what was your TV show growing up? What was your TV show growing up?
Growing up, man, you work for the government. You don't give up, shit.
Try to get through this segment.
No, I'm kidding. Growing up, I liked Three's Company.
What kind of shit is that?
I like Three's Company, man. I grew up watching Three's Company.
You wasn't old enough to understand the dynamic of.
I did not know, and I loved Married with Children too. That shit had me dying, man.
See, that's like my all-time favorite.
When Al and Peggy would fight, and she'd be like, "Al, it's Tuesday." And he'd be like, "No, bitch, not again."
Hey, that was first call. That was done.
That's first call.
Messed up questions.
Now, you know what's crazy is I always say like my upbringing between my family is 50% Huxtable and 50% Bundy.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Show 100%. Oh man, when he said, "I brought you in this world and I take you out," I fucking died. I died when he laid that shit on him like that. Cause that's some shit my daddy would say. My dad,
and he said it with feeling. He said that shit with feeling.
So that's what. Let's start with that then, because cultural differences. We're not sensitive here. You say what you want to say. You say it how you say it. It's taken how it's taken. We grew up as Black Americans, Black Negroes, Africans Americans, whatever they decide we are, which millennium we are, but
colored.
The one thing that I see out of people of color is spare the rod, spoil the child type discipline. Like, did your parents really like fuck you up as a kid?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But I'll tell you the difference. In a Black household, the standard punishment is a whooping, right? Like that's the default.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We don't in a Iranian household, they don't really hit the kids. It's more psychological. Like they want to fuck up your nervous system. You know what I mean? They see in a Black household, you get a whooping, that shit hurts like hell, it bruises up, and then it heals, and then you could be a kid again. But when you fuck up somebody's nervous system, that shit stays with them throughout eternity. The shit is fucked up. My dad, like my daddy didn't. See, one time I fucked up real bad, right? And when I tell you it's mental punishment, this is what I mean. So he made me walk across the carpet. And I know you looking like, wow, what's so bad about walking across the carpet? Well, what's so bad about it is when they lay that carpet down and they say you got to make it to the other side and there's landmines underneath it. And if you step on one, that's going to be your last step. And you 5, that fucks with you.
What's under the carpet? Nothing?
There's nothing under there, but you don't know that. You don't know that though.
Wait, hold on. So they telling you it's legitimate boom pow minds underneath the carpet.
When you see all this suicide bomber shit, all these explosives, you know these motherfuckers got this kind of shit. And when he says, okay, you're going to walk across the carpet, and if you step on one of these, bye-bye. And my dad, for extra effect, when we first came to America, he went and bought some of those, you know, those little white firecracker popper things you drop in. And pop, 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 pop. This motherfucker went and grabbed a handful of them. And when I took my first step, he dropped them, right? And went, pop. And he's like, ooh, you stepped on a baby one. Ooh, there's some more with that. And I thought,
right.
I got all fucking, bruh.
I can see your soul leaving your body.
More than one step. I was terrified. I was like, I won't do it again. He's like, all right, you don't have to walk across the carpet. That's okay. Don't ever do that shit. But it fucked me up.
My mama told me a lot of stuff because she never say she was gonna blow me up.
So you think these kids are soft these days now with the Me Too movement, the 1-800 child abuse and all that?
Man, everybody's soft these days. They don't even let you hit the quarterback in the NFL. Don't you hit them too hard? Let them play, goddammit. Everybody's so soft. I miss the old America, man. I miss that. Man, what is all this sensitive bullshit ass? No, that's not what America is. America, like, you need to be free. You need to let the shit out. I tell you how cold my dad is, man. One time, I was 16 years old. I had a fake ID, okay? My friend Ryan, 21 years old, could do whatever the fuck he wanted. So the plan was, I was going to tell my dad, I'm staying at Ryan's house, and we're going to go out to all ends of the goddamn night, but my dad's not going to know. This was the plan. All right, so I said, Dad, I'm going to sleep at Ryan's house. We're just going to play some pool. I'm going to go back to Ryan's house, and we're going to have a sleepover, and that's it. He said, that's all you're going to do, play pool? I said, that's it. My dad calls Ryan's mom around 11 o'clock at night. Say, hey, just want to make sure the boys got in okay from playing pool. She's like, oh, they're in New York City. They went to a nightclub. They're not getting back till 3, 4 in the morning. My dad was like, oh, is that right? And she said, yeah, you want me to call him? And my dad was like, no. I'll be there in the morning to pick my boy up. My dad comes by around 10, 11 o'clock the next morning, picks me up. How was your night, son? I said, oh, it was great, Dad. What'd you do? Well, just went to play pool and then came back to Ryan's. That's all you did. Play pool and came back to Ryan's. That's it, Dad. All right, cool. Listen, a friend of mine wants to meet you. I was like, okay, where are we going? This motherfucker pulls into the police station. I'm like, what are we doing at the police station? He said, a friend of mine wants to really meet you. I was like, okay, cool. Bruh, we're walking up the steps into the police station, okay? The door opens. Out comes the biggest, blackest cop I had ever seen in my motherfucker. This was like the guy that they bring on Maury to, like, discipline the kids that are real bad with muscles coming out of his face.
Scare straight. Yeah.
This one of these, like, military drill sergeant cops, 6'6", big, look like Flex Wheeler, like big muscles everywhere. I was fucking terrified. And he's like, Sherwin, give me your ID now. And I'm like, what ID are you talking? He said, I'm going to ask you one last time. So I give him the ID. I'm terrified. I'm shaking. He says, turn around, place your hands behind your back. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck is going on? He puts the cuffs on me, puts me in the holding cell. My dad says, son, I'm going to go out to New York. I'll be back about 3 o'clock in the morning to come pick you up. Leaves me in the whole. He set this whole shit up. Set the whole thing up, called up the police station, said, I want you to arrest my son, put him in a holding cell, scare the fuck out of him. And the cops, you know, they're like, oh, bring that motherfucker in. And then we get there, man. I'm in the holding cell, man. I'm scared. These cops are fucking with me. My dad finally comes back, picks me up, and gives me $50. And I'm like, what's this for? He said, go buy yourself another ID. And I said, what? I don't understand. He said, I don't care if you have an ID. I don't care if you use one. Just don't ever lie to me again. You want to go out to a nightclub, you tell me you want to go out to a nightclub. You understand? And I was like, man, I'm cool with that. And I see, when I told you they fuck with your nervous system, they scare you.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Did you get another?
How long did he leave? No. How long did he leave you in there, cuz?
4 or 5 hours.
That's enough.
You got another idea?
I was scared because them cops were fucking with me. They're like, you know, you're gonna go to the pen, right? You know, this kid, he's going to the pen for 20 years and all. And I didn't know the law. I'm 16. I didn't know shit. I really thought they were sending me to the pen. I'm like, I'm terrified, you know. And then he came back and got me. We lived in a small town in Connecticut, so he was able to pull that bullshit off. He knew one of the sheriffs there, and they arranged the whole thing. You do that shit now, it'd be 87 lawsuits if you tried some shit like that today.
Yeah, so is that why you were so intelligent? Like when you went to college and got a degree and all that, right?
Yeah,
so is that part of it?
It's absolutely part of it. Yeah, in my culture, really, it's a very guilt-driven. You have to be a doctor or engineer, or we're gonna disown. Like, we're all.
I was coming to that.
Yeah, we're all expected to go that route. So I went to college, got my MBA. I worked on Park Avenue for years, but being behind a desk in a cube, it's not really for me, man. Like comedy is in my heart, dude. I know I belong on the stage. I do.
You can crack jokes from the cubicle
all the time. I'm always making fun of my coworkers and my bosses. That's where you get the funniest materials on the job. White people come in 8 o'clock Monday morning with that fake laugh. Like, man.
Look, your life sucks just like mine, motherfucker.
Exactly. But I'll tell you, the funniest shit, though, is when you work with white people. I'll tell you, white people are funny to work with because they take the job so seriously. They treat the business like it's their business. Like when the computers go down at work, white people are upset because they can't work anymore. Black people are like, look at God.
Right. Indeed.
That is right.
Indeed.
Time to take
As a matter of fact, I don't even want you to say nothing. It pisses me off so bad because I work in a similar industry right now. When somebody says, is your computer working? You don't shut the fuck up. No, it's not fucking working. Shut up. Talk too fucking much.
I'm telling you, man, that shit at work, man, it is such bullshit, dude. It's just
that happened to me. I walked in, I get there first. At my job, I unlock the door, I get there first. So everybody else come in later, a couple hours later, and they were like, yeah, computers ain't working. Shit, okay, I'm about to fix me a cup of coffee and go sit in the office in the back. I don't give a damn. I don't use the computer anyway. I got one, but I don't use it. I don't care the computer up and working or not. That shit does not about affect my day because it ain't working.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Because the problem is you can't just go to work, do your job, and come home. You got to play that game and act like you care about your coworker's son's soccer game when really you don't care about this ugly motherfucker soccer game. You don't give a shit. Look at my son. He scored his first goal. Yeah. Anything else, Mary? I got shit to do.
Right. I got other shit to do.
They want to have all these activities outside of work. Company trip to Disneyland. Company trip. You mean I got to hang out with you outside of work too? Really?
No.
Well, that's a good job. They taking you to Disneyland though.
Nah, fuck
yeah, but you got to go with people you hate.
Right. That TikTok that was going around going crazy, like, you want to hang out with me outside of work? Man, I'm damn near a gang member because you can't hang out with me. If I took you to the places I hung out, I would be fired. I would not go back to a job.
Hilarious. Yeah. Oh my God, that's funny.
So what was your last day at work then? What was your last day then when you was like, man, fuck this job?
Well, how'd
you feel when you woke up?
I actually still do IT consulting during the day until comedy takes off.
Oh, okay.
I still need that check during the day because with comedy, either you make it and you can live on it, or you got to have another income because it doesn't pay enough to live on. Well, so I'm still, I hope none of them motherfuckers see this shit, but I'm still.
So this is what you really think about us, Sherwin?
Hey, Sherwin Arae. I know they fucking up your name. Sherwin Arae.
Oh,
that guy.
All the time they're messing up my name, man.
What is, I like to ask people, your most, that moment that kind of confirmed you doing the right thing for yourself, whether that be a check, a particular show, on stage with whoever. What was that moment for you?
Oh God. It's a bit of a story, but I'll tell you what happened. So when I first moved to LA is very political when it comes to comedy. It's not really about how funny you are. It's more about who you know and what your name is and all that shit. I had a tough time getting on stage because I'm not a name. And I would go to like Laugh Factory in these places. I'm like, yo, can I get on? They're like, yeah, Dave Chappelle was just on Who the Fuck Are You? you know, and it's like that. It's literally like that. So I was like, all right, I'll just get on whatever night. So I went there on a Monday night, which was a Middle Eastern night, and they gave me a little guest spot. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
No,
there's a Middle Eastern comedy night?
Yeah. Yeah. It was on Monday nights. It was called the Bazaar Show there, where they had Middle Eastern comics, right? So I went on.
You ain't feel some type of way?
I did, but but I mean, I wanted that stage time, so I just shut up and I went up there. So I did my set, and there was a security guard there. His name was James, black dude. Okay, comes up to me after the show. He says, "Hey man, I really liked your set. Come back on Sunday." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I come back on Sunday, and there are about 200 black people waiting to get into the Laugh Factory outside. Apparently, there's a show there called Chocolate Sundays, which is the hottest fucking show in LA. I'm like, what? Look at all these fucking people. Holy shit. James is standing at the front door, sees me walking up. He's like, come here. So I'm like, yeah, James, what's going on? How you doing? You want to talk about something? He's like, yeah, come inside. I'm like, come inside. And now everybody in line is like, who's this motherfucker walking in here? We out here freezing to death, standing in the cold, and he's just going to walk in. So I walk in. There's another show going on. I am literally the only non-black person in this building, okay? James,
it is called Chocolate Sunday.
It's Chocolate Sunday, yeah. James walks me over to Pookie Wigginton, who's the executive producer of the show. He's one of Kevin Hart's managers, okay? James says, Pookie, I want you to meet Sherwin. Sherwin, this is Pookie. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you, Pookie. I shake his hand. Then James says, Pookie, put him on. And I'm like, James, what, James? What the fuck did you just say? No, he's just playing, Pookie. No, he didn't mean that. Pookie looks at me and then looks back at James and says, him? And James says, yes, put him on. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God. Pookie says to James, if he's not funny, you fired. And now these two are betting based on my set that's about to happen that I'm not prepared for, that I didn't even know was going to happen.
You ready to take a shit right now?
I am. My dick went inside me is how scared I was. Okay. Pookie, bruh, when I tell you, Pookie looks at me and says, you got 5 minutes. You better be funny. You up next. I start shaking. I'm trembling. Okay.
This is your first black audience ever.
My first one of this size.
Okay.
Of this size. Yeah. So Pookie goes and hands a note to the host. Esau McGraw was hosting. Esau looks at the paper, says, okay, cool. Cuts the set short. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a drop-in guest spot. I haven't seen this dude, man, but from what I hear, he's funny. Put your hands together for Sherwin Arae. DJ hits, start playing the most hip-hop song I had never heard in my life. Boom, 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 boom. All the music hits, people screaming, dancing. I'm walking up to the stage slow as hell, trying to think of what material I'm going to tell these people, because I'm not prepared. I didn't know this shit was going to happen. And I was only 2 years into the game, so I'm still inexperienced. I go up there, take the mic out of the stand. Music stops. I tell my first joke. They laugh. Okay? They laugh. I'm like, okay, cool. I tell my second joke. They laugh harder. I tell my third joke. They laugh even harder. Now the crowd is here. They're screaming, right? Yeah. I know I'm getting close to that 5-minute mark. So as I'm approaching that 5-minute mark, I look over at Pookie and his assistant is getting ready to give me the light. They flick a light, which means get the fuck off the stage, right? The assistant goes to reach for the light. Pookie hits his hand away. Says, no, you killing. Stay up there. I'm like, bruh, I ain't got no more material, man. Like, so now I'm improvising. I'm just coming off the dome, just fucking with people in the crowd. I go 12 minutes, which feels like 12 years up there. I get a standing ovation. I get down. Pookie comes up to me and says, hey, man, listen, no disrespect about before, man, but you cool, man. Anytime you want to get on this show, you on. And at that moment, I knew I had a chance at this comedy thing. That's
so
when
what'd you do when you got home?
If I could do the snap thing, I would have done it.
Oh, what'd you do when you walked out the club?
Bro, I cried. I cried.
Legs weak.
Because I want to tell you the part 2 of that story. Pookie texted me and said, hey, can you come back in a couple weeks? I want to put you on both shows. So I said, okay, cool. So I came back, and at the time, my closing joke is I do a Cat Williams impersonation, right?
Yeah, I heard you do it. Hey, yeah, you're good at that.
So when I get there, Caduce is like, okay, Sherwin, you're up next. I'm like, okay, cool. And he goes, oh, shit, look who just walked in the door. I'm like, what? Who walked in? He goes, Cat's here. I'm like, I don't see Cat. He goes, right there. I look over, bruh. Cat Williams, Suge Knight, and about 87 of their people are with them.
He said 87 them people.
87 motherfuckers are with them. And I say to Caduce, I'm like, Caduce, I don't think I can go on. He's like, why not? I said, because my closing joke is a Cat Williams impersonation, but the motherfucker's here. I said, I can't do this in front of him. He goes, it's up to you, man. So I said, fuck it, put me on. I go up there. I'm getting ready to, do my set. I'm killing. I'm doing everything. Cat Williams is sitting up in the balcony. He had on like a red hoodie. I'll never forget it. And I'm getting close to that joke. And I'm like, do I do it or do I not? And I'm like, fuck it. Just do it. You know what? Maybe he'll like it. I do the impersonation. Cat falls out of his chair onto the ground. Suge picks him up from his hoodie and puts him back in the chair. I get a standing ovation again, and I ask Caduce to ask Cat's people if I can shake his hand at the end of the night and just say, thank you for being such a good sport about it. He says, okay, Cat's going to meet you upstairs in the back room. So I'm like, cool. So I go through my door. Cat and Suge walk through their door. We are now approaching each other. I'm walking towards Cat and Suge. Cat and Suge are walking towards me. Cat walks up to me, fist pumps me, says, very good, I enjoyed it, and walks off and leaves Suge. Suge does not leave. Suge is now here next to me, nose to nose, okay? And Suge is like 6'4". I'm like 6'1". So he's taller than me. He's got this fucking Bin Laden beard, neck tat, Suge. So he goes, Cat didn't really appreciate your little impersonation of him. And I said, oh my God, Mr. Knight. I was so scared. I called him Mr. Knight. That's how scared I was. You seen Suge's resume? Shit, he's an assassin. God damn it. Yeah,
there's dead people.
I said, Mr. Knight, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'll never do it again. I'm a huge fan of his. I was just trying to impress him. I promise I'll never do it again. He goes, relax, man. I'm just fucking with you. Good job. You're funny. And he walked off. And when I tell you I will die 20 minutes early because of that fucking night, at that how scared I was, bro. Because I really thought that was it. That's it. That's.
I'm gonna tell you something about black people, and you probably figured it out in your conquest. It ain't no accident that Cat walked in there. Somebody told him you was doing it.
Oh.
It ain't no accident that he walked in there, cuz.
Oh, I did not think of that shit. You're right.
And it's no accident that he walked in there with Suge.
Hell no.
Okay. See, I never even looked at it from that angle. Oh my God.
Yeah, your Cat Williams impression is very, very, very good. So I can see it getting to him.
Right.
Somehow it got to him, and he just happened to show up 2 weeks later when I get called back. What are the odds of that, bro? Like, I'm like, did Pookie call him? Because these dudes all know each other. Like they're all connected. And man, I never thought of that. Wow.
It's trial by fire, man. And you was able to go in there and be Daniel, cuz like you did what you had to do. You know what I'm saying?
But that come from your pops. All the mental games he fucked with you with, that's where it shined at.
Yeah, you're right. Because my dad loves impersonating people, man. That's wow. They probably weren't expecting me to impersonate someone like Cat. They probably didn't think I could even.
No, he probably heard. That's my brother saying. He already heard.
He already knew that you was doing the impression, basically.
Right.
And I think if you would have not pulled the trigger, right? I ain't gonna do the joke tonight. It still would have come up.
I agree.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right, man. I didn't even think of that angle. I just thought, wow, he's just here. He just came to check out a show. I never thought that, man. Fuck.
People want to know if you like. Look how many people do Mike Tyson impressions.
Yeah.
You gotta have some balls, cuz.
Yeah, Mike Tyson is not someone, and I did a show with him. I met him actually. He sponsored a show out here. He's not someone you want to impersonate unless you're in his inner circle and you know him like that. Mike has been through a lot. You don't want to, and people have clowned him about his voice for years. It might be a sensitive issue for him. It's always funny when you see Mike do these podcasts because anything the interviewer asks Mike, whatever Mike says, the interviewer has to agree. You know, it's like Mike will say some shit like, the sun sometimes come up green, and the interviewer be like, you know what, Mike, I was just thinking that same shit.
Right.
You can't disagree with Mike because if he snap and he get up, that's it. Like,
Lil Boosie already. Like, I don't know how connected you are, but Lil Boosie found out. I don't know if you know Lil Boosie.
Yeah, Mike,
he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Mike told Lil Boosie he felt like a piece of shit. And Lil Boosie doing the shit that everybody would do. It's like, nah, man. And Mike flipped his switch. He was like, who the fuck are you to tell me how the fuck I feel?
See?
And it was legit.
See? When that happens,
I'm a good sized guy, cuz like I'm 6'2", I'm 340, 350.
Woo.
I'm still not fucking with Mike, cuz.
I don't care if Mike
at 50 years old.
Deathbed, that's Mike Tyson.
Y'all heard the stories coming out now. Like when he was in jail, he was fighting the COs, he was fighting people. They say Mike said he was shadow boxing. They wouldn't let him work out, so he was just shadow boxing in his room.
Oh,
but Mike was still fighting when he like all these stories are coming out about Mike. Just fucking
the level of your ignorance and your disrespect, right? I get it. He's in jail. You feel like you gotta whatever. He's still Mike Tyson.
That's
he
right.
has a fucking video diary of destroying motherfuckers, cuz.
Yeah.
Where's your diary, sir?
And there's no ref.
Mike's fights, most of Mike's fights were won before he got into the ring.
Yeah, before he got to
that mental intimidation. You ever see Mike stare down?
Yeah.
Man, I would have tapped out right there in that stare down. That's it. I mean, he has such a there'll never be a heavyweight like Mike ever. I don't care who you are. Mike was in another, and he's a nice guy. I met him, man. I shook his hand, and this dude has muscle in the palm of his hand, like right here. There's no need to have muscle there, bro. When I tell you his hand swallowed my hand whole, like it wrapped around my hand. And I'm just thinking to myself, this guy at 20 years old in the ring, forget about it.
Grown men out. So let me ask you this. So you done looked at Tyson in the eye, you looked at Suge in the eye. Who you taking? Who you risking it all for?
Risking it all as in if I had to take a punch from one of these two?
Who you risking it all for?
I would rather have Suge hit me than Mike all day. I'm not taking no punch from Mike Tyson. That's just fucking stupid. I'd take a punch from Suge and hope he throw his back out on the way or something. Pray for that. But
you gotta look at how many motherfuckers did he destroy less than 3 minutes that have been fighting their entire fucking life.
Exactly. People who have sparred with Mike say it's like getting kicked in the chest by an elephant. That's how hard he hits. He is a pit bull.
Or Mike.
Yeah,
man, Mike just is he's just in another league, man. He really is.
You got to pay me something else. That money ain't like he knocked out the trainer when he fought Roy Jones. What last year before last? He knocked out one of the trainers. Like he 50-something years old knocking people out, and he ain't even angry.
Bro, that's always gonna be in him. That's who he is. He's a fighter, and he's always gonna have that.
And that's the other thing I was gonna say. Like people try to check Mike, and everybody say the same thing. Like they got their guns or they got their partners. If you go back in history and look at the Mike Tyson stories, Mike still never ran from nobody. Fat Joe got a story. We thought we were gonna have to get him. The Locks had a story. We thought we were gonna have to get him. All these people got a crew of people, and Mike was still ready to get down if he had to.
Mike,
no guns, no nothing.
No guns, no nothing.
Mike
Like,
is that damn hard. He is. He's just another breed. You will never see another Mike Tyson in your lifetime, ever.
Let me ask you this, Sherwin. So you've been at this how many years now? You've been
13.
13 years in.
Teenager.
Generally, the pinnacle of stand-up comedian, well, everybody's got a different perspective, but they would get a movie or a film.
Mm-hmm.
What film would you remake and star in, or do you have an original idea for a movie you would star in?
Johnny Quest.
Wow.
Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest?
Yeah.
That's racist as shit.
That is. That was the liquor. That was the liquor, Tommy.
Why Johnny Quest, cuz?
Because he talked about the carpet. He did the snapping of the finger shit. And other shit. I've been listening to some of his jokes. Like, I've been listening to some of his shit.
Johnny Quest, cuz?
No, okay, this is what I'm going to tell you real quick. And I don't mean, the reason why I say that, because Sherwin, I put Sherwin and I put Gary Owens in a category by themselves. They're a minority in the stages that they step on.
Okay.
But they feel comfortable telling their background to black folk who feel the same way as being minorities all their life. So
black folks love people that ain't scared, cuz.
Yeah. So he said Osama bin Laden earlier. You talk about Johnny Quest was a cartoon.
Let's go back to the question.
Yeah.
What movie are you redoing and starring in, or do you have an original idea for a movie that you would star in?
You know, if I were to star in a movie, it would be something that's not comedic. I would want to do something very. I would want to do something where, like, I'm like the head of an organized crime unit in the Middle East, and we're doing deals with American or Italian mafia, and then these two worlds collide, and shit just goes crazy. I love those old mafia movies, man. I'm just, oh God, I love shit like that. So
that's a different spin, cuz.
I'm an actor too. I love those serious roles, man. I love the stage and being a comedian, but I love acting in those serious roles too. I would love to be like a mob boss, like an undercover mob boss or something like that, dealing with like an organized crime ring or like some type of, you know, mafia movie like that, with drug smuggling and Colombia and cocaine and all that kind of shit. And
what kind of parties you been hanging out with? Cocaine. He said cocaine. No, how can you don't do it on your dad? That'd be a dope, because then you, like you say, your dad funny, so you can have your funny moments and still be serious.
Oh yeah, he's man.
I'm saying you could do that. You like raising the kid up. Matter of fact, raising an American kid of your nationality and taking them back. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That's always dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what could be funny as a movie is like you kind of where I, you know, come to America, I grow up, I become a comedian, you know, and I start doing the black people are the ones that are booking me more than anybody. And I'm becoming friends with a lot of black people. And then finally I have an inner circle of comics that I perform with and I roll with. And some people from the Middle East contact me and like, hey man, we see how big you're getting. Why don't you come back to Iran or Iraq or Syria and do a show out here? And I'm like, oh man, that'd be dope. And I'm like, but can I bring my boys with me? And I bring my comics and I bring, you know, these 3 black comics that I roll with out there. And I introduce them to the way shit goes out there. And fucked it. Because black people are very cautious people. Okay. And you take them out there with all this beheading shit and people exploding and all this kind of shit. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be some people with pet tigers on leashes and shit. It's gonna fuck some shit up, you know. I think that would be a funny concept for a movie, you know.
Indeed.
And they got to be some street comedians, you know, the ones that they ain't scared of shit. So when they get over there and they see some real shit,
I don't give a fuck. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I was in the military, cuz you can be tough as you want to be. When I landed in South Korea, and I wasn't the minority because I was black, I was the minority because I was an American.
Oh,
All that tough shit go out the window, cuz.
Yep. Yeah, they're a different. They are a different breed of people out there, man. I'm telling you, man.
Respect people's culture, and I feel like a lot of the things that we go through in our communities now, a lot of this Karen shit and this far right shit, you can tell these motherfuckers haven't been anywhere.
That's right.
Travel is the great equalizer. If you put yourself in a situation where you are not the majority, it changes your perspective.
Absolutely right. 100% right. Go to the Middle East with all that tough guy shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go to
that Israel. Is a saber, sir. We only know hockey players. That he's holding a saber.
So how does your family that's still overseas and the ones here feel about how the black communities embrace you as far as being a comic?
They love it. They love it because they know that black audiences are one of the most challenging audiences to make laugh. All right. They are very, very challenging. So to make black folks laugh for 45 minutes straight and do it well, you really have to know what you're doing. Because, see, that's the difference between black folks and my people. My people, black people, if something's not funny, they're not going to laugh. They don't give a fuck who you are. My people are liars. They don't want to hurt your feelings. You are the funniest comedian in the whole world. You belong on television. 2 minutes of material. One fucking joke. Who is Kevin Hart? You are funnier than Kevin. I don't like Kevin Hart. You belong on the television. You are 10 times funnier than Kevin Hart. That's the difference. So when you make black people laugh, that's how you know you have a shot, because you have to be, there's not too many non-black comedians that can really hit a black crowd.
Gary Old's the only one I'm thinking about.
There you go, right?
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's another one, right? But you can't just keep going down that list. Black crowds are
Jim Carrey was one.
Yeah.
I don't know that he stayed doing stand-up long enough. Like, because I'm enamored, I'm fully engulfed.
See how you be using big words and I use short words?
That's because, I'm sophisticated. I read books.
Yeah, I don't read.
Some people just, they just exist. Yeah, it's okay to read a book.
I hate looking at the pictures because they got colors. I got to say what color it is. Blue.
Now, I'm just saying, like, I can name a few more white but you're right. And again,
Big Boy was black before he died. Go ahead.
Ralphie May. Ralphie May was hilarious. Yeah. R.I.P. Ralphie May, man. That's tough. Yeah. Like I said, we love people who aren't scared. Like,
right.
Nobody dislikes white folks. Like, white folks are going to be a certain amount of ignorant because they're not black. Just like we would be ignorant about Iranian culture.
Sure.
Not even trying, like we just don't know.
Dude, bro, you're so right. You are so right, bro. People think I'm Indian just because I'm brown, and it pisses me off because Iranians use a totally different explosive. How could you confuse me? You know what I mean? Like, fuck you.
That's it. Party over. Hey, look.
Hey, you know what? Fuck both of you for laughing at that shit.
Oh shit.
Hey, but why you playing? I had to correct somebody. Today. They were talking about somebody was Chinese. I said, nah, they not Chinese, they Asian. And they were like, nah, the same difference. No, it ain't the same difference.
You gotta take time to know. You better say Asian if you don't know out of respect, man.
That's what I say. I say Asian. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know the difference in the Middle Eastern, so I think all y'all Indian.
Yeah, because Indian is the easiest. It's the largest country out there. It's easy to say, yeah, the Indian dude. There's India, there's Iran, there's Saudi Arabia.
I know they're there.
Syria.
But y'all Indian to me.
Yeah, okay.
Stop saying that shit.
No, I'm just
People
saying.
Gonna watch this.
I thought we having relations. Like he's educating. Like I just look at it. Like I ain't got a problem with you. I just figure like everybody at the gas station.
I'll tell you right now. Here's my level of ignorance on the black side. I never knew that there was a rivalry between dark skin and light skin. I only recently found that shit out.
No, that shit been around for.
I thought black is black. I'm like, what? And then finally, one of my friends, he's light skinned, and him and my other friend who's dark, they got into it, but they were clowning. I'm like, wait a minute, but you guys are serious? He's like, yeah, man, fuck them light-skinned little bitch ass hoe ass. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
he's like, light-skinned black people got iPhones. They think they better than everybody. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I'm dark-skinned. I got
that is a real thing.
I did not know. I thought black is black. I didn't know that there's light-skinned, dark-skinned has a rivalry.
Yeah, it's levels to this
definitely
shit.
levels.
So you got
now the levels are completely ignorant.
Yeah,
but see, that's to your point, though. That's to your point. Like, people don't know. I really didn't know. I thought, but just black is black. I didn't know that there was a difference, with light skin, dark skin. You're black at the end of the day. Who cares?
Think about it. You looking at us. You looking at us right now saying they blacker than the usual black people I look at. We blacker.
Man, you put words. I never said no dumb shit like that.
You looking at us like these niggas is black as hell.
These niggas is dark.
They dark. When you get off tonight, you gonna be, I did a podcast with two dark ass dudes. Like, they wasn't black. They was just dark.
That's fucking hilarious.
Nah,
that's why you've been moving around trying to get your lighting right. Like, we ain't gonna change. We
getting ready to. This hour has gone by pretty quickly, man. We about to
time capsule. Time capsule should be good with this.
Put the button on it.
Time capsule. New segment.
Time capsule. So there was one other thing that I wanted to ask you. So, like you were saying about, your people, your upbringing, what they expect from their kids. You know, lawyers, doctors, engineers, and all of that. Was that it seems like your father wasn't that type of dude. Was he already like the American dream was his thing just because it would give him freedom to do other things? Or was he like that with you?
He was always pushing me. He said, look, find something you love and be the best at it. You want to be a garbage man? Be the best damn garbage man. I don't care, but don't do anything half-assed. He pushed education. So, I went and got my MBA and all that shit. But when he found out that I wanted to be a comic, he fully supported it. And he said, but there's no quitting. You in this, you win this. There's no plan B. You go till you make it. Don't stop. Don't quit. So, he supported it, which is very rare because in our culture, if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, it's like, all right, what the fuck happened to you? Like, you just,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's one of the stereotypes. And that's the thing, man. Stereotypes used to be funny.
Yeah.
Prejudices used to be funny, man.
Right.
And I feel like we should get back to that a little bit. But that's a whole nother show. Time capsule. I'm gonna say, what were your top 5 comedic influences? Whether that was television shows, interactions with people. What were your top 5 that kind of led you to this comedy thing?
Robin Harris, Eddie Murphy,
Robin Harris,
Cat Williams, Bernie Mac, and Lavell Crawford.
All of them saying fuck something.
That was quick.
I love that. Those 5 just really. I tour with Lavell Crawford, so he's a special dude to me.
He's another one that don't get a lot of credit for being fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Lavell is problematically funny. He's I went out there one day when I opened for him, and I thought it'd be kind of cute to impersonate him a little bit, and I was wrong. He bruh, he came out there after me, and he was like, yeah, Sherwin out here talking about he Iranian. I said, motherfucker, show me Iran on the map. This motherfucker pointing to Mexico. I said, get your stupid ass out. Goddamn. He out here talking about he a terrorist. That motherfucker ain't no terrorist. I met Sherwin at a fireworks stand. Bought a lot of
came out there cooking your ass.
All of his ass. Yeah, see, and he's just Lavell is I love Lavell. He's such a good dude.
Who are your favorite people to impersonate?
I usually impersonate Cat. I do Lavell a little bit too. It really is those 2 because they're so relevant right now. I haven't really tried to impersonate anybody else, but so really Lavell and Cat are the 2 that I do best.
Well, that should be your thing, your new skit. Cause I know you do skits. You should have them 2 talking at each other. That'd be a good skit.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, when they get into
that's what I meant to ask you about. So we're gonna give you time. As a matter of fact, starting right now. I saw some material from you, some media from you that wasn't about comedy, and they were dramatic roles. What is the name of that production company, and what is their mission statement? Because it very much seems morally directed. So
correct. Yeah, that what you're referring to is DharMann. He produces videos that are supposed to show like a positive message, and it's geared more towards younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the name of the production is DharMann. And I usually play like a dad or, a close friend. I played a judge in one of the roles.
Saw that one. Yeah.
But yeah, that's I love acting too, man. It's what's funny is in that role where I played a judge. All right, the storyline was very stereotypical. Like there was a young black dude on trial. Turns out he was innocent. All right, he did not commit the crime that this prosecutor was trying to prosecute him for, but the court found him guilty, and I decided to sentence him to 20 whatever the hell years. And then at the end of the whole thing, I find out he's innocent, and I sentence the prosecutor to jail, and I free the guy that's on trial, right?
Oh, that's dope.
So now remember, this is a sketch. It's written. It's not real. It did not really happen. Bruh, when this shit aired, Lavell called me. Yeah, you did that, brother. Wrong. I said, Lavell, it was just, I don't give a fuck what it was. You want to keep form for black folks, you better not do no shit like that again. I'm like, I said, Lavell, did you watch the whole thing? I don't give a fuck what I watched. To watch that part, I didn't like the part I watched. You did that, brother, ain't do nothing to your ass. You did that, brother, wrong. I mean, I fucking, bro, I hollered. I laughed so hard, man.
I watched that one, and I watched the one where you played the father to the spoiled girl on her birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I almost threw up a little bit. I was like, when does he smack her wig off her head? Like,
what's funny is when that thing aired, just to show you the difference between white people and black people, white women commented, "Oh, what a little brat. I could never raise a girl like that." Black women commented, "I wish the fuck my girl would do shit like that. I would smack her upside her head in front of all her little punk ass friends. Then I rip her bra off and slap her upside the." And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was like I'm in it because I get where you're trying to go. I get where the message is and all of that other stuff. But I was like, that's a little bit too far.
Yeah, she was mad because I got her a red Porsche instead of a black one or something like that, for her birthday. It's supposed to piss you off. That's the point.
But you played the role because I felt bad for you. I was like, he weak as shit. I know why his wife left him.
Yeah. I got one question before we close out of here.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a dude, I can't think of the movie. He's played Middle Eastern, he's played Mexican, he's played different roles of different ethnic backgrounds. Do y'all look at that as a culture? Even if he's not Iranian or whatever, of somebody playing y'all role, but playing a whole bunch of different roles. It's the guy that played in the Denzel joint. When he was robbing the bank. Remember when the dude was robbing the bank?
Inside Man.
The Inside Man. That main guy. He's played in several different ethnic backgrounds.
You talking about Clive?
Yeah. Yeah. He's played in several different ethnic backgrounds.
I would rather you say Giancarlo Esposito.
I don't know who it is.
Who's played Mexican, black. He was Gus on Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah. As a culture, do y'all?
What exactly are you asking? As a culture, do I what?
Find it acceptable of them getting somebody outside the race to play y'all race?
Absolutely. If they can get the mannerisms and the dialect and the body language, if they can get that snap shit,
they can't get that snap,
bro. Because
I got on too much lotion.
I think that's what shows an actor's range. Like, remember in The Clumps, Eddie Murphy played all of them roles.
Yeah.
Right. In Coming to America, he played the barber. He played that old guy. What is that? Velvet? That's beautiful. He played that guy. Yeah. You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther King. He played him. That's range. And when you can do that, I mean, let that talent fly, bro. Let it out. I mean, I'm all for that. If you could play an Iranian guy and you got those mannerisms down, that's I'll tell you right now, one of the reasons, like you were mentioning earlier, that Black people love people who are not afraid. One of the reasons I think I get the reactions that I get when I perform for Black folks is because as a culture, you're a very misunderstood people. Okay, you are a misunderstood people, and there's not too many comics that are willing to come on stage that are not Black and tell those risky jokes and put a Black swag on it to the point where you feel so flattered that someone has learned your culture so well that they can literally deliver it back to you without being hurtful and insulting when they are not themselves born to Black parents. I was born in Iran. I came here as a kid. I learned the culture, and now Black people stand and clap for me when I'm done. Like, I cannot explain what that feeling, like, imagine I took you to Iran. I said, you got to learn the language, you got to learn the culture, and then you got to make fun of them for 45 minutes, and they have to stand and clap, or you can't go back to America. Like, that's,
Does he have a saber?
That's it. So
that's that walk across the carpet.
That's that walk across the carpet, man. When you can deliver a culture that's not yours to that culture, it's the most flattering, beautiful thing in the world. Like, wow, he really knows us. Like, these women comment on my post, who done told Sherwin all the secrets? Like, he invited to the spades game on God. And I'm like, what? I've been invited to more spades games, barbecues. I've been given passes to the hood. Like, I've been given all of it. And it's because I go out there and I'm not trying to be offensive or hurtful. I want us all to feel like we're sitting in our living room, making fun of our drunk ass uncles, just having a good time. Everyone loves to laugh at themselves. We do funny shit. Black people do funny shit. White people do funny shit. Latinos do funny shit. Why can't we laugh at all of it together and not be rude and fight and kill each other? Let's laugh, have a good goddamn time. That's my thing.
Hey, look, that was final call in a nutshell.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Jay Walk, guess what one of his favorite movies is?
What's that?
Delirious. I had to watch it today.
I have it memorized, bro.
That's how I know.
Delirious.
That's how I know.
The welfare green pepper burger?
Like, my mom used to make them.
You'll never understand that.
Why can't she walk a flight of steps? You know why she can't walk a flight of steps? Because she's a fat, hairy bitch. That's why. That's why, Gus. That's why.
Oh, man.
Why can't she walk a flight of steps? I bet she climbed the fuck out of a tree, though, doesn't she?
He said, Goona Google.
What the fuck does that
shit mean? What the fuck is a Goona Google?
You know what I do, Eddie, when nobody's around? You know what I do? I go up to the dog and I kick the motherfucker. I kick the motherfucker with everything I got, and then I giggle my motherfucking ass. Because you don't clean up behind it. Why can't you clean the dog? It's shit that's been in the den for 6 months now, Eddie. It's a coffee table now. I went and watched the fight last week. I said, fuck it. I put my drink on top of it, Eddie. Genius. Bro, that's fucking... But I'll tell you this, man. You know a comic is funny when they say a joke 30 years ago and the shit is still funny today. Richard Pryor had this bit that he did at the Comedy Store, and the shit is still funny today. He goes, man, I went to prison, man. I was so upset, man. I went to prison, man, visit my Black people, man. I was so upset, see my Black people locked up, man. And when I left, I said, thank God we got motherfucking prisons, man. I talked to one brother, man. I said, hey, man, did you have to kill everybody in the house? He said they was home. Prison got all these damn different groups and shit. You got white people, Black people, Muslims, double Muslims. Them double Muslims, them the motherfuckers you don't fuck with, because them motherfuckers can't wait to get to Allah, and they like to take 4 or 5 motherfuckers with them.
He ain't lying, cuz that is intelligent comedy.
Genius. It's brilliant.
That is intelligent comedy.
He said that shit 30, 40 years ago, and it's hilarious today.
You asked about Dave Chappelle on the way out, and that'd be it.
Dave Chappelle. Oh my God.
You already talked about it.
Dave Chappelle is brilliant. The thing about Dave Chappelle that makes him so brilliant is that he could tell a joke and hit 3 or 4 points with one punchline. He told a bit. He said, you know, I have a house in Long Island, but it's too expensive for me. Like if I ever called the police because somebody broke in my house, as soon as they got there and they saw me, they would shoot me and be like, he's still here.
Right.
Apparently this nigger broke in and he hung pictures of his family everywhere. Now,
that's one of my favorite jokes that he does.
Do you see the genius in this? Is that he's making fun of how trigger happy the police are. He's making fun of who the hell would break in and hang pictures of their family everywhere. He's making fun of that. The guy he's not Bernie Mac's stomach ache funny. He's brilliant funny. He's
calculated.
He's Jerry Seinfeld funny. Like he's just like, I mean, I don't even know how to say. He's genius.
I'm not going to do the bit, but when he says, I'm so good now, I start with the punchline.
Oh yeah, he's purposely doing that just to mess with himself. That's crazy. That's like when Michael Jordan shoots a free throw blindfolded just to say he could do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how good Dave Chappelle. He's that good. He is that good.
Hey, your house so big, I need a passport.
No, this my in-laws' house. I don't stay here.
Big as hell.
This is a palace. You know,
come on, man.
Iranians have palaces.
We got that oil, Brad. Look at this, man.
Right.
Hey, but you know,
Sherwin.
I started to put oil money, Rick Ross, Jadakiss oil money on the flyer. That was gonna be the music playing behind it. And I said, I ain't doing it.
Man, I had some hood dudes comment on that flyer. They hit me up. They're like, hey, where you get that Crip Blue from? I'm like, Crip Blue?
Hey, Sherwin, look, this has been amazing. Look, this is the final call, or the last call, as we call it. You walking out of the bar, man. Let the people know where they can find you, what shows you might have coming up. Just whatever you want to tell the people.
Hey, man, thank you so much, man. Y'all can see me on Al Jazeera. I'll be on there tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm being stupid. No, follow me on Instagram at Sherwin Arae. I'll be at the Laugh Factory Chocolate Sundays, April 24th. I don't think Suge's gonna be at this one though. But I'll be there April 24th. At the Laugh Factory. Come check me out over there, man. Hit me up on Instagram. I will definitely write back. I'm a big flirt. My wives are okay with it. Don't worry. It's cool. Don't sweat it. You know.
I'm coming to Iran, cuz. I'm coming to Iran. I'm telling you.
They
like
do.
Solid black people. Like solid.
They don't have black people. No, we light skinned. No, you won't like.
We can't. You pretty motherfucker.
You just want to come get some free gas. I know what you about. I went to school with people like you. I know.
Hey, I need that hookup. Don't tell nobody.
Y'all crazy as hell. Carolina Dirt, what you gonna tell the people before we get out of here, man?
Hey, we about to get on here, Sherwin, but before you leave, we're gonna time out, but just stay online for a minute.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you, Sherwin. Like I said, I hit him up some weeks ago, and he stayed true to who he was, and we kept politicking, negotiated, came down to the date, and I was locked in ever since. Like, they couldn't see what we was talking about when we first got on. Like, all that plus this, like, whatever you got, I'm sharing. As far as your publicity, I'm on your publicity team from now on, and I really appreciate you being true to what you do, true to your craft. Because, like I said, I've been watching a lot of your stuff. I want to get on the old lady that was talking shit to you again, but we'll say that for later.
We'll do it on another show, man. No, I love you. I love you guys, man. You guys, this has been one of the best podcast experiences I've had because you guys just let it go where it's gonna go, and I didn't see that's how it should be. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on, man. I had a great time. We had a lot of laughs, dude. Thank you, seriously.
Yeah. I seriously thank you, dude. I thank you. If you ever in Columbia, South Carolina at the show doing something, whenever you post it, we'll see it.
Oh, so, I appreciate, man. You guys got me in a good mood. I'm gonna go in here and tear my wives up tonight. Hey, y'all
I don't even know what to say no more, cuz I don't know. That's that Bluetooth life right there.
Yeah, my brother about to change his life. Yeah. He don't know his back hole.
Man, you don't want no multiple wives, man. That shit ain't cute, bro. That shit sounds. Black people always mess me. Sherwin, if I was you, I had like 5 bad bitches. I'm like, you can't handle the one you got. What the fuck you doing with 5?
Okay, that part. I'm down to about 2 days out the week. I need a Tuesday and a Thursday, and that's it. Don't bother me the rest of the week.
I love it. You guys are hilarious, man.
Hey,
I hope
my computer don't work. Treat it like my computer don't work.
Okay, look. This has been the Bottom of the Bottle podcast. I am Jay Walker III. That's Carolina Dirt 803. Thank you to our special guest, Sherwin Arae. We appreciate you so much, man. Look, like, share, subscribe this on YouTube and all of that, man. We gone.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, man. I love